Hi everyone, we are from Group 9. Join us on our journey throughout this workshop.
When you log into a secure Wi-Fi or VPN, there is a system that checks and monitors you. That is called a radius server. What is a radius server? Radius stands for Remote Authentication Dial-In User Service. It is a network protocol that provides centralized AAA, which stands for Authentication, Authorization, and Accounting Management for users who connect to a network service. Authentication is a process of verifying the identity of a user or device trying to access the network. When a user tries to connect to the network via VPN or wireless access point, the radius server checks their credentials against a database such as LDAP or an Active Directory.
Once authenticated, the authorization determines what you can access in the network. For example, here, the user which is an employee trying to access the network. Once authenticated, the radius server refers to the authorization policies that shows the employee only granted to access to the web server. So the employee only allowed to access to the web server but denied access to the admin server. Accounting is a process of recording and tracking user activity within the network. It provides detailed logs for auditing, usage monitoring, billing, and troubleshooting. When a user connects to the network, the radius server starts an accounting session. It records various details such as user identity, start time of the session, during of the session, data transfer during the session. When a user disconnects, the session ends and a summary is logged.
The importance of a Radius server. Radius is essential for maintaining secure and efficient network operations, especially in environments where sensitive data or critical resources are involved. It provides a centralized framework for managing users' access and ensures that only authorized users or devices are granted access to the networks. Network access is managed and restricted based on clearly defined policies, limiting users to only resources necessary to their roles. Users' activity is continuously monitored and logged, enabling real-time detection, compliance auditing, and forensic analysis when needed. Network security and efficient access management are vital across various industries. Let's explore some common scenarios where secure access solution makes a difference. Radius is critical for corporate Wi-Fi networks, ensuring only employees or contractors with proper credentials can connect. For internet service providers, Radius authenticates users when they go online and manage their connection. This ensures reliable service while blocking unauthorized access. In enterprise environments, Radius controls access to servers, apps, and data. It enforces role-based permissions so users only access what they need, improving securities.
Where to apply the Radius in network setups? Radius servers are a critical part of modern network setups, including wireless access points (APS), securing enterprise Wi-Fi networks using WPA2 enterprise authentication, routers and switches, enforcing AAA for network devices to ensure only authorized personnel can manage them, enterprise networks, providing centralized control over who can access various resources, such as web servers, database, or admin portals. Move on to step-by-step configuration part. Step 1, which is the initial step. We need to update the server, here with the example Ubuntu server, and we need to install the free Radius service on this server. Step 2, the Radius server setup. In the client config file, add the configuration for localhost IPv4 and IPv6 to allow the server to communicate with itself. In the users file, add users for authentication purpose, username followed by password. Last, start and enable the Radius service. View the status to ensure that Radius service is running without error. Step 3. We are going to decide the service integration. Let's integrate with router first here. Step 4. Add the router as client in the client config file, with the router gateway and share secret. Restart the free Radius service and ensure there's no error. Lastly, moving to configure the router by insert new AAA model. Step 5. Testing router and Radius server integration. Access to the router and login with username and password that created in the users file at step 2. View the Radius log in the Radius server and try to find the log just now. If the log found indicates the integration is done. Step 6. Integrate with access point AP. Start and enable the free Radius service and ensure there's no error. Add the AP as client in the client config file with the AP IP and share secret. Access to the router interface by searching the gateway. Navigate to wireless Radius setting, server port to 1812 and the correct connection secret. Navigate to wireless general authentication method, change to WPA2 enterprise. Step 7. Testing access point and Radius server integration. Use a device to connect to the network. Here we use laptop as example. Use the username and password that created at step 2 to connect to the Wi-Fi. After connected, view the Radius log. If the log shown indicates the integration done.